told you the guy was pushing me. He was giving me that good work. I said, no, this is what I need. This kind of work I need. A young guy that's going to push me. You know, at first I came in, kind of caught me off guard. I said, okay, I see him. So he made me, in training camp, he made me tighten my game up. Made me want to work hard, and that's what I need for young fighters when they come.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, retired, legendary, undefeated, former pound-for-pound king, former 5-division world champion, the man known as Money, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., he admits that undefeated, unified WBC, IBF, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Errol Spence Jr. gave him tons and tons of problems in sparring. Now, we know it went viral when Floyd Mayweather and Errol Spence sparred, and it was alleged that Errol Spence giving him a black eye. Floyd Mayweather Sr. kicked Errol Spence out the gym because he was pushing Floyd Mayweather. It's the infamous sparring session that got Errol Spence's name buzzing around the boxing world. It was already buzzing, but it elevated his boxing name because everybody was intrigued to see who was the man that gave Floyd Mayweather all these tons of problems. This is when Floyd Mayweather was still the pound-for-pound king in the sport of boxing. And everybody was left curious to find out what took place. And more times than none, what takes place in sparring stays in sparring. So with that said, nobody truly ever knew what took place. And Floyd Mayweather, he's admitting of what happened in the sparring session. And he says Errol Spence is definitely on deck. We already know Errol Spence is on deck as he's the unified champion and heading into July for a third belt against WBA welterweight Cuban star boxer Yordenis Ugas. With that said, he stamps Errol Spence as the next upcoming thing. Now, we know Floyd Mayweather, he has a massive exhibition bout coming up. And Floyd Mayweather, and shout out to my brother Money Brown TV, because I forgot about this. Shout out to my brother Money Brown TV. So with that said, go subscribe to Money Brown TV. So with that said, Floyd Mayweather, he stamped and co-signs Errol Spence Jr., as we already knew. Floyd Mayweather has a huge exhibition coming up with YouTube sensation Logan Paul. So obviously Floyd Mayweather's getting ready to start making his rounds. With that said, on the flip side of that, we have the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, the super fight between the same very own Errol Spence Jr. and undefeated 3-division world champion, who was former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, who currently is the WBO welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terence Crawford. So with that said, Terence Crawford, he took to social media today and he completely poured water on the Errol Spence Terence Crawford saga. He doubled down. Now, we know last Saturday he stated that he has no interest in fighting Errol Spence. Don't ask about Errol Spence. Then he did an interview, shout out to Ak and Barack on Sirius XM Radio. Check out Ak and Barack's show on Sirius XM Radio. Then he did an interview on there where you have Barack ask him 50-50. I'm assuming that'll get the deal done to fight Errol Spence. And he says, I don't know about that. That fight is past me. Completely caught Barack off guard. Then Ak, he asked him, well, what is the issue with it? And then he says, you know, they gave him on the runaround. He stated that, well, when I was trying to fight him, first it was go get a belt. Then it was 60-40, you know, so he was giving a breakdown, right? He said, then it was I'm on this side of the street and you on that side of the street. He said they gave me tons of excuses as to why the fight couldn't take place. And so now I'm done with the fight and it's past me. Well, I have to ask the question, why isn't the Manny Pacquiao fight past you when he's been giving you the runaround? He's been changing the narrative over and over again when it comes to you and Manny Pacquiao for the better part of 6 years. According to your promoter, legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, who promoted Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford at the same time, and Terence Crawford was trying to secure the fight. And Bob Arum, he stated that he was the one that prevented the fight from coming to fruition. And then Bob Arum, he stated one of the points that Manny Pacquiao needed was that he wanted $20 to $25 million to make the fight happen. And now Bob Arum comes out today. That was two and a half years ago. Now today, Bob Arum comes out and he says, well, we got an offer from an investment group for $50 million And now Manny Pacquiao wants 40 of the 50 to give Terence Crawford 10, and Terence Crawford is willing to accept that. Manny Pacquiao is moving the goalposts on you, and you have no problem with him moving the goalposts. He's 42 years old without a belt. With that said, today's time, Terence Crawford, he takes to social media, and he completely douses the fight. He tells the fans, it doesn't matter what the fans want. He tells the fans, people want ice in certain places. HE double hockey stick. They want ice there, but they're not getting what they want. I know what y'all want. I know what y'all calling for, but you're not going to get it. I'm done with it. Don't ask me about it. This is what Terence Crawford took to social media today to say, right? And then on the same token, he says, y'all motivate me with your comments, okay? So we know the fans were saying take 40-40, 60-40, just take the fight, so on and so forth. And Terence Crawford, he takes to social media, he completely douses the fight, says he has zero interest in making a fight, and tells the fans it doesn't matter what you want. It's not happening, okay? That's not the attitude you need to have towards the people that are backing you. When you have the people backing you, the fans, you shouldn't be telling the fans that are backing you, that are supporting you, you're not going to give them what they want. That's the wrong attitude to have when you're dealing with the fans. You should want to give the fans what they're looking for. You should not want to not give the fans what they're looking for. You should at least want to give them some sort of a dimmer of hope. You don't want to douse the hope, because it's the fans that support you that allows you to live the lifestyle that you're living. If they don't go in their hard-earned bank accounts that they work 9 to 5, majority of them work a 9 to 5 to be able to fund the bill, to be able to, for the promoters and the networks to be able to give you the purses that you're looking for, and you tell them it doesn't matter what they want, and you tell them in a manner that you tell them, people in HE double hockey stick, they want ice water, but they ain't getting it. And that's how you tell the fans? That's the wrong attitude to have when you're dealing with the fans. Especially when the fans can clearly see Manny Pacquiao giving you the runaround for the better part of 6 years, and you're not done with that. You're not fed up with Manny Pacquiao. He's 42 years old without a championship. He was signed to the same network and same promotional company as you, and you couldn't get the fight. He asked for $20 to $25 million, and as soon as he learned that a $50 million pot could be on the table, then he said he want 40 to give you an 80-20 split. Where's the respect for your career coming from Manny Pacquiao? Where's the respect for your accomplishments coming from Manny Pacquiao? Where's the respect coming from Bob Arum, who told you that he could build a mansion from scratch in Beverly Hills for the amount of money he lost on you in your career? Where's the respect coming from Bob Arum and Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao has moved the goalposts. He asked for $20 to $25 million, and as soon as he learned 50 was on the table, he told me, well, you take 10, and I'll take 40. And you're not fed up with that situation. You're still seeking it out. Then you come out and you say that's still your number one priority, is to secure a guy that you've been chasing since he was 35. He's 42 years old now. But you don't want to, and you can't use Errol Spence told me to get a belt. Errol Spence told me he's on the wrong side of the street. Errol Spence told me that's 60-40. Well, Manny Pacquiao told you 20, Manny Pacquiao told you 20 to 25 million. Then he changed it to 40 million. 80-20 split. Manny Pacquiao told you he's willing to fight you. Then he says he's leaning towards 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Mikey Garcia, who coming off of a loss to Errol Spence and the lackluster performance against Jesse Vargas, and is not going to get $40 or $25 million to fight Mikey Garcia. He may get $20 million to fight Mikey Garcia. So he's going to take less money to fight a guy that has a loss on his resume to the guy that is your rival, that makes for the other half of the super fight with you. He'll take less money to fight him coming off a lackluster performance than he will with you. So the bar is high when it comes to you. When it comes to you, the narrative is different for Manny Pacquiao, but you don't have a problem with that. But you have a problem with Errol Spence, quote unquote, changing the narrative and continuing to move the goalposts when it comes to the fight. Oh, your promoter told you that the fight was secure November 14th, but the investment groups fell through, and you're still in beliefs with him. But this same promoter told you your worth ain't what you think it is. but you don't hold him accountable. But you want to hold Errol Spence accountable. I'm confused. How do the boxing fans deserve that? The boxing fans deserve for you to chase Manny Pacquiao, not hold your promoter accountable. These guys are in your backyard, but you want to hold the other half of the super fight in the sport of boxing, the biggest fight in boxing. You want to hold him accountable for legit standpoints. He says 60-40 because he's the bigger draw in the ring. And the proof is in the pudding. You check out the numbers, and the numbers don't deceive you. And then you was the one, Terence Crawford is the one that said Errol Spence wasn't the man. He stated that he was trying to get a fight, secure a fight with Errol Spence since he was at 140. But no, contrary to popular belief, when Terence Crawford made his debut, his sights was set on Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, and Danny Garcia. And he's on record saying so. When asked about on Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman about fighting Errol Spence, you said Errol Spence is not the man at welterweight. You stated that the man at welterweight was Keith Thurman. In order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. So you wanted to fight Keith Thurman, not Errol Spence. And then when Stephen A. Smith said, well, the eye test tells us that Errol Spence is the man, and then you said your eyes are deceiving you. So how could you be pursuing Errol Spence for all this time? Maybe you just don't want to concede to somebody that they saying is on the same level as you. But you rather concede to Manny Pacquiao, though. A guy that's 42 years old and don't have a world championship. And been giving you the runaround for the better part of 6 years. We understand. Now, Errol Spence, the proof is in the pudding. He's growing every fight, just like Floyd Mayweather stated. Floyd Mayweather said he gave him tons and tons of issues in sparring, and you can see the growth in his career. Every fight he's showing you more improvement. From the Kell Brook fight to the Mikey Garcia fight to the Sean Porter fight to the Danny Garcia fight. Growth. And he's fighting guys that are Hall of Famers. And he's doing bigger numbers than Terence Crawford is. The proof is in the pudding. So this is how the fans get paid back in the manner that you tell them. That's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down.